Oh, thank you, baby. Get those hard-hitting questions that cut through the bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. Sup, I'm Bianca, and I am here at Messiah Studios with Better in Colour. My origin story, well, I think in January 1992, my mum and my dad loved each other very much, and I was created. No, I have been doing music for as long as I can remember. I started piano when I was 4, and I wrote a song called My Choo Choo Train, which is just a little instrumental piece. And then when I was 5, I wrote another song called Music School is Fun. So I obviously very much enjoyed myself at music school. But yeah, I've just kind of been doing music for as long as I can remember, and started songwriting properly when I was 12. And I've just been doing music ever since. I haven't ever stopped. At the moment, my original music is very like 80s influenced because I love 80s music. And I also do a lot of like EDM, dance music top line writing for other producers. So there's a lot of different stuff that I do, but for my own music, it's very like pop 80s vibes. I had this really weird writing session once where, should I tell the story or is that gonna go? So I was about 17, I was in Melbourne, and it was like one of the first times I'd done a writing session by myself because my mum used to come along to writing sessions with me. And I went there, met up with this guy, and it was at his house. He's like, okay, come in, I'll be with you in a second. So I was just sitting there for like 20 minutes by myself. Okay, are you like setting up your studio? What's going on? And then he came out and he said, let's go for a coffee. So, okay, we'll go get a coffee. So it was a public holiday, nothing was open. So we had to walk for like half an hour to find a coffee shop. Got the coffee. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then he said, oh, let's go down to the water. Okay, it's winter in Melbourne, but let's go down to the water. And he's like, oh, we should get in a seaplane. I was like, why? Why are we doing that? So the seaplanes weren't running because it was a public holiday. So I was like, good, let's not do that. And then he was like, oh, you know what? No, we should get a rowboat and go out on the water. Again, I was like, why? Why? But I was too terrified to say anything. So I was just like, okay. So then he goes and asks the guy says they're not running. And he goes, oh, what about kayaks? Have you got kayaks? It's like winter. I mean, like, why? Why do we want to go kayaking? So I couldn't go kayaking. And then he's like, oh, let's just go to lunch. Went to lunch, then ended up back home, and then he was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it, hey. And then he gave me like a pirated version of Entourage and said, oh, watch this. And then I left. You don't have to include that in the interview. I just thought that I would. My style is kind of what evolved from wanting to be this as a teenager and not being allowed to dress like an emo. So I feel like that's all coming out now that I can buy my own clothes. But I kind of change all the time. I'm either like completely black with colorful hair or makeup, or I'm like completely colorful. Yeah, I don't know, just textures and just interesting looking stuff. My daily wardrobe is like matchy, ridiculously patterned colored tracksuits at the moment. So everyone around our neighborhood is always like, whoa, like walking the dogs in these ridiculous outfits. I figure if I'm buying the clothes to wear on stage, I may as well wear them in real life, and then they just become normal clothes to me, and then, you know, people on the street will be like, wow, you're wearing that. Sup, I'm Bianca, and this has been Better in Colour here at Messiah Studios. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.